Speedgoat 7.
Cool.
Speedgoat 7.
Take 2. Here we go.
Action.
As I bump the camera.
Is it still straight?
All right, I think you're good.
Okay.
Amazing.
Action.
Okay. Hey, I'm Lexi.
I'm Makai.
And this is Between the Miles.
And today we're reviewing the Hoka Speedgoat 7.
All right, as a quick disclaimer, we were given this shoe by Hoka. We are not obligated to say whether or not we like the shoe. We just want to give you our honest opinion and keep this review authentic. So with that, we're going to jump into our shoe specs. We have the Speedgoat 7 coming in at a price of $165. The midsole is going to be made of this supercritically foamed EVA. The outsole has a Vibram Mega Grip with a 5mm lug pattern here. It's got this updated geometry as well. This new orientation for mixed terrain. The upper is going to be made of this RPET woven upper. It's a lightweight and breathable recycled textile. The stack height is coming in at 38mm in the heel and 33mm in the forefoot, which puts us at a drop of 5mm. The weight of the shoe for a men's is coming in at 9.7 ounces. For a woman's, it's going to be 8.6 ounces, which places this in kind of the lighter category for a trail shoe, kind of light to mid-weight. Yeah, we're gonna kind of jump into our testing now for that. What did your testing look like, Makai?
Yeah, so I got 105 miles in this shoe with 20,000 feet of climbing. I think
Amazing.
When it comes to trail shoes, I think it's important to add the vert just to, yeah, it takes longer. Shoes feel different going up and down or flat. And then my longest run was 3 hours, which ended up being about 22 miles. All of it was on trail, mostly moderately technical, not much kind of like smoother fire roads or anything. And then it was all dry, so I never really got to test it in mud. But yeah, I got a good amount of testing in it, and I think you did as well, right?
Yeah, I also got about, I think I'm at 140-ish miles in the shoe now.
That's a lot.
And I know, it's crazy. And I hit around, I believe, 18,000 feet of vert for my testing for this too. Also mainly on some mix of kind of technical and just flowy trail, not a ton of road unless it was just from the car to the trailhead. But mainly that, lots of vert, tried to take it up some steep ascents and also like steep descents to give it some testing for that as well. I was able to hit some like messier weather with it too, just since it rained for like the one time it does here in San Diego.
All week, yeah.
Yeah, no, the one time it rains, I was like, that would be the perfect opportunity. So I did take it out in some kind of like muddy, wetter conditions as well. What was your experience with, just with the shoe? How did it feel when you were running in it?
Yeah, so I've loved the Speedgoat kind of forever. I had the one, I think version 4, I put in probably like close to 1,500 miles between 3 pairs. And then I've had the last 2 as well. So I had really high expectations for this shoe, and I think Hoka delivered. Kind of the first run, I put the shoe on, probably got a mile in and completely forgot about it. I think I put on our note sheet after the first run, like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy the Speedgoat's back. Yeah, it was really comfortable. It's kind of exactly what I've been missing in my rotation for a while. You know, the foam was like a good mix of responsive, but not too bouncy, but also not firm at all. And yeah, like I said, the shoe just kind of disappeared on my foot, so I loved every run in it.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I felt similarly. I really enjoyed how this felt on my foot. I had previously run in the Speedgoat 4 a few years ago and didn't love it. I didn't have the best experience. I felt the width of it was a problem for me. It felt a little bit too narrow up in that forefoot. I also, the midsole of that one, it just felt, I don't know if it was too firm, because I tend to like something on the slightly firmer side, but I would end up getting this kind of gnarly hot spot like right in the ball of my foot, or right behind the ball of my foot. So I wasn't sure sure how this was going to feel going into it since it had been so long since I had worn the previous one. But I did slip this on my foot, and kind of like you were saying, it did feel like it just disappeared onto my foot, which is always what we tell people to look for when they try on shoes. And the underfoot too felt way more comfortable than I remembered it being as well. And I think that's because of that like super critically foamed EVA now instead of the with like compressed whatever the tech was for the previous one. Still the EVA foam, but it just felt more comfortable. And running in it, I didn't have any issues with that hot spot at all. I don't think I mentioned, but the longest run that I did in the shoe was 18 miles out in like Mount Laguna and out onto the PCT a bit. And so I was out there for a while, and so that really put it to the test. And yeah, no foot pain, no issues there at all. What did you think about like the fit, like sizing wise?
Yeah, sizing wise, I got my normal size of size 10, and it was fine. I think I'd recommend for most people to go up half a size. I could feel like my toe was hitting, and I couldn't tell if my toe was hitting the end running or if it was hitting almost like this toe bumper in the front. But I mean, in all my runs, like plenty of them were steep enough to where I was kind of jamming my toe in at the end, and I still have my toenails, like they're fine.
Great.
But yeah, I think on my longer runs, I definitely want a half size bigger. So but other than that, like the width was fine. And I think like we've talked about on maybe talking about some other shoes, is I typically don't have a width issue with shoes. Like I never had that problem with the 4, considering I ran so much in it. Other than that, I thought the fit was good.
It's interesting with the half size issue that you had, because I thought it fit perfectly on my foot. I always wear, or most of the time I'll wear an 8.5 in a running shoe. So I got an 8.5 in this one, and yeah, I felt like I had just kind of the perfect amount of space in the toe box for me. Also the width thing is funny too, because I don't have a particularly wide foot, but there's something about the shape of some of the shoes now. Like I remember like the Glycerin Flex, for example, I was like, oh, it feels kind of narrow on just my foot. But yeah, so I don't know, I guess all of that just to put it into context of like, I don't have a particularly wide foot, though sometimes I run into that issue. In this one, it felt like it fit really, really well around that part of my foot. And then also, yeah, the length felt comfortable. I guess like I did on some of my like steep descents notice my toe bumping the end. I don't know if that was, I mean, maybe I could just lock down better with the laces. Because I feel like if I were to go up a half size just to accommodate for that, I would feel a little too sloppy in it.
Okay.
Yeah. But it felt okay for you just running like up and flat, or did it still feel kind of small then?
No, yeah, I had no issues kind of running.
Okay.
Or at least like sliding around. I would say, I think right when I tried it on out of the box, I could already tell it felt a little short. And again, going back to, like, I felt my toes, and I felt like I had enough room, what we would classify as enough room, and I could still kind of feel my toes. So I really don't know if it's this toe bumper, but I mainly noticed it running downhill, but it wasn't so bad that, like, I'm probably not gonna, if I was going like 4 hours or more, I'd probably definitely want some more room. It's not a make or break, but I would say if you ever have to bounce between sizes, like there are certain brands where I'll go up to a 10.5. So I think if you do bounce between sizes, maybe going up that half size would be smart. Yeah. Okay. No, that's good to note. And that toe bumper too, it is a really prominent. I think that's one of the kind of notable features on the shoe. I mean, it does a good job protecting your toes. I've definitely kicked some rocks with this, and yeah, I've still got my toenails too. What did you feel compared to your previous Speedgoats that you've been in? Was there any, I mean, obviously the foam has been changed, the upper's been changed, but what did you notice since you've run in so many of them? That was like super different. Like I was saying, I loved the 4. I ran it a ton. Initially, I thought this felt like maybe similar to the 4, but it's also been probably like 6 years since that shoe's been out. So what you thought something felt like then might be completely different than now. But the last 2 versions, so version 5, they made the foam really soft and the upper was like really stretchy. So I liked it a ton out of the box, and then for like 100, 150 miles, and then it just went completely dead. So that was my biggest issue with the 5. And then I think Hoka, for the 6, they tried to almost overcompensate for it being too soft, and the 6 felt really firm, the upper felt really stiff, and I honestly didn't really like it. It's probably like the first Speedgoat. I don't even think I went through a full pair before I put on the shelf. So I think they've learned from the last 2, and yeah, I think they nailed this one. The foam is great. It's kind of that good mix between soft and firm, has a little bit of responsiveness to it. And then the upper's great too. It's not super stiff to where it's rubbing. It's not super stretchy to where it has a sloppy fit. I felt like it was good. So yeah, I think Hoka nailed it on this one.
Yeah, and yeah, with the 6 too, just with you mentioning how would that felt in comparison. I know with helping customers out here, since I didn't run in that shoe, other than just like trying it on around the shop, but with helping customers out here, that was just a common complaint I would hear from them, was the like rigidity of it, and just how firm it was underfoot. And just in doing some other, just kind of poking around online to see what other people were thinking of it too, I was seeing a lot of that same thing, that it just was so hard when you were landing on it. So that just seemed to not work super well for a lot of people. And then also, I'll bring it back to the width again. I know that we here we're starting to sell a lot more wides for the Speedgoat 6 instead of just the standard width. And I think that with this one, just with those updates, it sounds like Hoka really listened to what people were complaining about for it. And I think they really did fix all of that in this one too. Bringing it back to the upper too, how do you think the durability of the upper is gonna feel? Like, what did you think of this material?
Yeah, I don't see this ripping. I don't know, I think it's gonna be good. Again, I have just over 100 miles, you have 140. I don't see any signs of wear tear in it. Also, I guess with the upper, you said you ran in the rain this week. Did you take it through any like creeks or stream crossings to test how it drained or how fast it dried?
I did. I was anticipating this question. So I, this morning, took it through a creek crossing when I was running up Coles Mountain. People are gonna get angry if I say it one way or the other, but I did take it up Coles Mountain, and there was a little bit of a creek crossing there, and it definitely submerged the shoe. It was like up to my ankles. I felt like the drainage of it impressed me for just how much of a shoe it is, you know, because Hoka just tends to be more of a built-up shoe. So there's always that concern of, okay, is this foam going to just soak up all the water and then just hold it and like squish with me up the mountain? But I really didn't have any issues. You know, you felt a little like squashy for, I don't know, just a little bit, but I stopped noticing it pretty soon. And I mean, yeah, I just didn't really have any complaints about that. Did you took it through some creek crossings as well, right?
My kind of go-to loop at Mission Trails crosses the, I don't know, river, stream, whatever you want to call it. But fully submerged most runs I ran it in, and yeah, a mile later, it felt, I don't know if dry is the word, but there was no kind of squashing. Didn't really notice it. And then I think my second to last run in it, I was telling you, we crossed the river, and then like a mile later went up some like pretty steep rock slabs that's like borderline rock climbing, and it was fine. I didn't slip. So that goes both to, I guess, the drainage and the outsole. What'd you think of the outsole? I know we like Vibrams known for being really sticky and really durable. California, we don't really get like wet, slippery trails. And
hey, this week.
Yeah, and if it is wet, it's usually just a mudslide. So we might not be able to talk about how it is on maybe like rooty, mossy, Pacific Northwest or Northeast kind of trails. But what do you think of the outsole runs?
Yeah, I always really like a Vibram outsole. Is it Vibram or is it Vibram actually?
Again, I say both.
I interchange too.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Vibram for the video. But I always really like these outsoles though. They feel like they hold up the longest, and because it is so dry out here most of the time, so there is a lot of abrasion that the shoes experience against that really dry rock, and so like we'll see people coming in here all the time too with just totally flat shoes. The lugs are just worn off. I felt really confident going like up steep terrain and then also like down kind of like techier descents too in this. Whereas some other shoes I've been in, like, you know, you hit some like kind of loose like scrabbly sections and you kind of slip out a little bit, but this felt like it was keeping me really just rooted to the ground in a good way. So I really liked that a lot. In terms of the like weather and just like wet conditions too, like you said, we don't get that like mossy like Pacific Northwest kind of like mud and dirt out here. We end up it just kind of turns to clay when it rains. So I didn't take it through like Mission Trails when it's like just the total like clay pit out
Just
there.
all gonna stick to the bottom of your shoe.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah, because it just cakes onto the shoe so bad. But with taking it up Cowles though, there was a couple sections that were kind of like slippy with that. And I mean, there was one spot where I did like hit some like slippy like mud clay section and I did slip out, but I didn't fall. And honestly, in those instances, it's kind of inevitable. You just can't really avoid it.
It's more the ground than the actual like of the shoe. Yeah.
For sure. But in every other instance though, like I was super, super happy with it. What did you think?
Yeah, same. It made me feel really confident going down some of the steeper sections of Mission Trails where you're kind of running over a rock on some like fairly steep stuff. I never felt like the shoe was going to slide out on me. And then, yeah, like I said, taking it up, I'm terrified of heights and not a very good rock climber. So doing some pretty steep kind of exposed slabs, I trusted the shoe a lot and it was good. Again, Vibram, kind of the brand speaks for itself. That you're going to be good with it.
Totally.
Is this a shoe you're going to keep in your rotation? Like keep running in?
Great question. Yeah, so I'm going to say surprisingly yes, and I just say surprisingly because I just didn't like the shoe previously, just with the 4 that I had tried on.
I mean, the 140 miles kind of it gives a hint, but
right. I did enjoy it. I would really like to keep this in my rotation. It was really comfortable for those like longer efforts. Like when I was out doing the 18-miler, it was like around 3-ish hours. I'm out in the mountains. I was so comfortable the whole time. I had no foot discomfort anywhere, and it also just felt like on days when I was feeling pretty good and wanted to be like a little bit quicker and a little more nimble on the trails and kind of push myself, it still felt like it had enough of a like responsiveness to where I felt like I could do that. Because I mean, there's other shoes like the Tecton, for example, where I've done a few runs in that one, and it's granted that one's a plated shoe as well, but it's plated with that like much softer foam. It's still like a super foam, but that one, it's funny because that's like technically their like racing shoe, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever race in it because it's so soft, and that with that plate in there too, that I start to feel like I lose kind of like, I don't know if control is the right word. That sounds dramatic, but I just kind of lose that control of like my foot against the ground there. Whereas this one, I felt really, really just connected and comfortable and just like in control. So it's kind of a long-winded answer to I'll definitely keep this in my rotation.
I will definitely be keeping the shoe in my rotation. It's kind of been, I think I was telling some people at the shop, this is kind of the shoe I feel like I've been missing in my rotation for the last couple years. I feel like there hasn't been very many just like workhorse daily trainer trail shoes lately that have made me really excited and happy. They've either been maybe a little too minimal for what I like, or too max cushion and too bulky, and so I've been running in a lot more of like the plated or super foam trail shoes just because they've been the most enjoyable for what I've liked. So 100% this is what I've kind of felt like I've been missing. I'll probably do most of my miles in it. I would even consider racing in it on like a more mountainous or technical longer trail race, like 50K and up, I think the trail super shoes are getting good enough where if it's very runnable, I'm going to wear one of those. But if it's, pretty rocky and you're not moving as fast, you need to be more nimble and have more control out racing it. I think probably 95% or more of people doing trail races, this would be a great shoe for training and racing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, overall, I'm stoked with it. I'm going to keep running in it. It's going to be hard to test other trail shoes now.
Yeah, I think, and on the point of racing in it too, I think honestly I would race in it also. And kind of in that same like category of race as you, I would say. If it's going to be something like rocky and technical, I would definitely choose this over one of those like plated shoes. If it was going to be more like fire road, like ultra distance, then yeah, I'd probably go the plated shoe just because it feels nice to have that energy return. But again, for me at least, some people like those on tech hero sections too. I just don't. So I would definitely race in this guy though. I've been quite content with it. Yeah. Was there anything, actually, I guess, one question and then I'll have another. How did you feel about the lockdown of the shoe? Like the tongue and just all of the fit around there? Yeah,
it was great. Yeah. I think the tongue felt kind of short on the last couple versions, if I remember correctly. I tied it down and forgot about it. I never, the tongue is actually really stretchy. And then they added a good amount of padding kind of right where the laces should be. I didn't use the runner's knot, which actually a lot of shoes I do, so I'm not sure if the tongue would be long enough for doing that. You might get some might get some lace bite on the top of your foot if you do that. But I tied it the normal way. Yeah. It was great. Again, like I was saying earlier, it was a shoe I kind of tied in the parking lot, and that was it. I forgot about it. So no complaints about the upper lockdown or anything. Yeah, I really liked the lockdown too. I don't know if I had mentioned it already, but that was one thing I wanted to point out was I thought it locked down so well. With that, was there anything that you didn't like about it, or anything else that you particularly loved? Dislike? I kind of hate to say it, but not really. Maybe the sizing for me. Okay. But that's the most minimal thing, super easy to fix. But no, I loved it until I see someone come out with a shoe better that I can compare it to. But no, again, I just loved how it felt. The foam felt kind of that perfect happy medium I like of not too soft, not too firm, a little bit responsive, but not kind of out of control or mushy. So again, I think Hoka nailed it. Yeah, I think for me, definitely favorite things were the foam underfoot, also just responsive, soft but not so soft, just a nice middle ground, just like you said. Again, the lockdown, which I just mentioned as well, also kind of a favorite for me too. The one thing that's just a minor thing, if I had to say something, is just the laces are super long. And that's just, it's whatever. It's not a huge deal, but if I am to say one thing, I know a lot of the shoes right now are starting to add that little kind of bungee piece across the top here that you can tuck extra lace into. If I were to change anything or add anything, it would just be that, just so I could tuck my laces away, just so they're not flapping and catching on, just bushes and stuff. But that's kind of it though. I otherwise, really liked it too. I haven't ever run with a gaiter. Have you ever ran with a gaiter and would you ever? Never, and I probably wouldn't. Cool,
okay. There is a gaiter connection here, just so you all know. But we don't need to do that much out here in San Diego. But I guess just for everyone else's reference, if you do. And I believe, I'm not certain, but I think that this gaiter connector point might be for specifically Hoka's gaiter that they sell.
Do they sell one?
I think I saw that somewhere.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I have no idea.
But I'm pretty sure that this is for a specific line. So you just might need to just double check how your gaiter connects. I think that there's some different ways that they can connect to the shoe.
It's like Apple making iPhone chargers.
Exactly. Yeah. With the updates. But that's kind of the last thing that I was going to note there. Who do you think this would be the best for, or just who, like, coming into Milestone, would you say, hey, I think you might like this shoe?
Yeah, I think this is one of those shoes that kind of anybody would like. I think when you are running out on the trails or you go to a trail race start line, again, most people have Speedgoats on their feet. I don't think that's going to change with this shoe. If anything, I think people that maybe didn't love the last couple versions or are, I don't know, looking for something different, this is going to be a really good option. Yeah, I don't really see, I guess if you have a crazy wide forefoot and you need an Ultra, that's maybe the only person I see it not going for. Or if you like something super minimal. But again, it's not too max cushion, it's not too minimal. It has a very accommodating fit. I think just about anyone can use it for both daily training and racing. So yeah, this is going to be a shoe that if someone's looking for a trail shoe, I'm going to bring out every time. Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, I won't even add much to that because I just agree with everything there. I think it's just kind of the do-it-all shoe for literally anybody. I think it would work super well for a variety of just, you know, paces, abilities, someone who's just getting into the trail scene and wants something that they'll be comfortable in and feel stable enough in to where they, just won't feel like, I guess, scared going over some of those like rockier sections. Yeah, and also it's like, it's a shoe, it's a trail shoe that works great on like more fire roady kind of trail and steeper technical stuff. There's some shoes that are very much designed for like buffed out fire road and some that are designed definitely for like steeper stuff, and I feel like this does both great. So again, it's like going to be a really versatile shoe for a lot of people. Yeah. Is there anything on the market right now that you feel you could like compare it to? Not really. I was thinking initially like the Zagama or the Mafate, but those are both kind of a little more max cushion than these and a little bulkier. I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience in like if I like thought of something, maybe like the Cascadia or the Peregrine, but I've never run in those, so I don't know how they feel, but they're very much in like the same category, like spec-wise. This is probably a little lighter, but like stack and kind of where they sit in a line would be similar, but I haven't run in those, so I don't really know the feeling comparison. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, honestly, same. I would maybe pull it out with like a Peregrine, maybe a Cascadia, if anything else, to bring it out to, but otherwise it does seem like it's just kind of its own unique thing. It's just been, it's been popular trail shoe for ever at this point, and I think it'll just kind of continue to do well now, especially with these updates. I do think that they really nailed it again with this one. So we had talked about the upper and the durability with this material and how we think it's going to be pretty durable and just not have many like rips or tears to it. We haven't talked about the durability of foam yet in terms of just our mileage on the shoe. So what is your prediction for how that's going to hold up? Yeah, I think it's going to be in that kind of more medium range of durability, so maybe like 300 to 400 miles. I think you could probably get more out of it if you're okay with running in a little flatter shoe. And I think also on trails, maybe having the foam still being like, I don't know what the word is, the foam being there isn't maybe quite as important as like on the road. Like you really don't want to run in a super flat shoe on the road. If you're on like technical trails, it's not as big of a deal. But I do think between like the outsole, midsole, and upper, the midsole is what's going to go first. And I think that's just because, again, I have just over 100 miles in it. You have like 140, you said. It doesn't feel that much different out of the box, which is a good sign. Like when I was in the Speedgoat 5, I would say slightly after 100, I felt like a big change from this feels great to this feels completely dead. And this still feels, I wouldn't say like it did straight out of the box, but close enough that I don't think it's going to be at the end of its life anytime soon. Yeah. But I also, with it being an EVA foam, I don't think it's going to go to like that 500 plus, or being a lighter EVA foam. Yeah. So I guess with that, I've at first said I didn't like anything, or there wasn't anything I disliked about the shoe. I would like to see Hoka put a little more modern foam. If they're gonna, instead of using this Supercritically EVA, I would like to see one of these like other blends that are popular on the market right now that
Yeah.
kind of have the same feel but are more durable.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think for myself, for durability as well, it's hard to say because other Hokas that I've had in the past, like I've run in the Clifton a bunch, I've done the Mach as well, and just ran through those, like probably too many miles on those shoes, but I was in college, so not enough money to buy new stuff. But with those two, it did feel like the foam that Hoka had been using for those shoes would pack down pretty quick in my experience. And it felt like I would always push them to that kind of like 400, 500 mile mark, but I really did notice it more around like the 300 mile mark where it would start to be pretty flat. And it's kind of the case with those higher cushion shoes anyways, that you can really feel that difference in foam flattening more so than in something that's got less foam to it, obviously, because there's just less space to flatten down. Yeah, so it's hard to say because that's the only thing in my mind is like how those ones flatten. So part of me is like, oh, it's probably just going to do that too. But with it being that supercritical EVA, I know that does add a little bit more like life to it. Yeah. I think if I just had to pick a number, I'd probably going to put it at maybe 400 for me. I feel like 400 miles is when I'm going to be like, okay, it's feeling a little bit flat.
Well, if we keep running in it, maybe we'll come back and do a 400 mile review or put in the comments how much it actually lasts.
Yeah.
You know, like going to like the Clifton, that's a shoe that feels like really nice out of the box, but it's just kind of being that standard EVA. Feels good for 100, 200 miles and then pretty dead.
Yeah.
So Hoka does that a lot.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But
so with that though, how do you think, or what do you think about the value, kind of with the durability and compared to other things on the market? Yeah,
with it being at 165, I feel like that's pretty in line with a lot of the stuff right now.
I agree.
Honestly, because I mean, I know that the shoes have just been getting more expensive over the years. So, you know, whereas like 10 years ago, you could, like the expensive shoe was like 120. But with everything ranging between like 140 up to like 170, I think it fits pretty in line with that, especially with having like the Vibram outsole on the bottom. Like I think that's a really, like I think that's something to pay more money for. I would pay more money to have like way more traction like this too, and having it with that supercritical EVA as well, I would also think that makes sense to pay like a slight bit of money more too. So yeah, I think that it puts it right kind of where I would expect it to be. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's priced well for the market. Like the Mafate and the Zagama are like maybe 185 and 190-ish, I think.
Something like that,
Yeah, like going like Cascadia, Peregrine, they're probably, again, maybe like, I'd have to look, but in the 140 to 160, 70 range, which is kind of what's standard. So yeah, I think it's priced well. I think it's going to be durable enough that you're going to get a good amount of miles per dollar. And then again, it's so versatile that you can kind of use it as a one shoe quiver. Which I think adds also a lot of value to it.
Yeah, no, totally. So I think, durability is pretty decent. I think the price for what it is also just really solid too. Keeps it open to a lot of people. So it's not gonna like break the bank, and should be able to last you a while, I would say too. Anything else that you feel to add about the shoe or?
No, I think if you've liked the previous versions of the Speedgoat, I think you're going to be really happy with Update. If you've maybe liked some of the first few versions and haven't been super happy with the last couple, I think you should maybe give it a chance again. If not, if you're looking for a new trail shoe to kind of do everything or are curious, you should definitely go into your local running shop and running shop. Your running shop. My mouth is dry. All right, now is when we can. Your local run specialty shop. All right. If you are interested in trying out the Speedgoat, definitely go into your local run special. Holy crap. Specialty. Going back because I can't talk. So if you are curious about trying the Speedgoat, definitely go into your local running store. Try it on. If you don't have a local running store, open one. No. Okay, yeah, I don't know what to say from there.
Yeah, I mean, pop into your local running shop, try them on, just like Makai said. And yeah, I think it could gain some new fans. I think it'll regain some older fans and give it a shot. Yeah, it's a fun shoe. I think you guys will have fun in it too. If you've enjoyed this episode, this video, whatever you want to call this, and you want to listen to more rambling about shoes, give us a subscribe, a like, a follow, whatever social media platform you're seeing this on, probably YouTube. Yeah, and we're gonna keep putting out new videos for new shoes coming out. We've got another one in the works right now too that we're testing, so we're excited to get that out there as well. And we're excited to keep on doing this with you guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you. All right,
bye.
See ya. Take a look at these guns. Yeah.
Someone's taking testosterone.
Yeah, I don't.
Who, me? Okay.
My name's Makai. My name's Makai. My name's Makai. Speedboat 7 at the stack height, drop, and weight are all negligible. Okay, I gotta read this thing now. My longest run was around 3 hours, which was right about 22 miles. All of it was here in San Diego. Oh God, no shit, it's in San Diego. Yeah, so Makai, what's here's the for? La 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 la. Okay. Oh boy. We'll see how that worked. To start, the Speedgoat is back.